we get to be joined here by the voice of the Eagles, Merrill Reese.
Merrill Reese.
Hi, guys.
How are you?
Great. Wonderful. Beautiful day. Great golf course and a great cause.
So Merrill, I got to ask, because I'm going to take you back to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
What was it like to call that beatdown that the Eagles put on the Kansas City Chiefs? No, let me take it back a little bit. What was your feelings like before the game? How did you feel the game was going to go? And then when you saw it going the way that it went, how did you feel?
Well, number one, I felt going into the game that the Eagles were the better team.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you looked at both lines and you looked at a lot of different areas, wide receiver, running back, but I thought they were the best team going into the game. But I also thought that 2 years ago in Arizona, when the Eagles lost to the Chiefs, but I felt that this was the best Eagles team in modern history, and I still do. But I felt good, but not. You're never confident.
Yeah,
in
it's
what's
a
going
Super
to
Bowl.
happen.
Yeah.
And I go back to the Rams game in the playoffs, and I never take out my phone during a game. Never take it out. But I could feel something buzzing in my pocket after Saquon scored late in the game, and I said, that should be the dagger. And at that point, I felt it buzz and buzz and buzz and buzz. So when the game ended, and of course we know that they came within one Matthew Stafford touchdown pass of losing that game. And when I took out my phone, it was my wife, Cindy, and she had repeatedly put down, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, because she gets very superstitious. Now, my son, Nolan, who is a film editor in California, was in the booth with us as our researcher, coming up with stuff. And when the Eagles were up at halftime, 24-0, Nolan handed me a note that said, Dad, remember, the Patriots trailed the Falcons.
I was a part of that one, Merrill.
28-3.
Yeah.
28-3. So I didn't say anything, but when the Chiefs came out in the second half and went 1, 2, 3 and out, I knew it was over. I didn't say it, but I knew it was over, because if Andy couldn't figure out a way to get them moving for at least the first series, I thought it was over, and it was.
Well, it was, and then the dagger happened, and then the scoreboard was so lopsided at that point. What a dominant effort! Really, Merrill, we don't see many Super Bowl blowouts anymore. That was more of an older NFL thing, right? Once the salary cap era got into place, the Super Bowl is usually close. So
pretty close.
Yeah, it wasn't just, and I agree with you, the greatest Eagles team I've ever seen, but they put an exclamation point, because history is going to remember they blew the Chiefs out. I mean, the Chiefs, I think, in Mahomes' whole career have lost by double digits 8 or 9 times in 7 or 8 years. Like, they don't ever get blown out. For the Eagles to do that, it was just amazing.
The other thing is, in the last 3 meetings, Jalen Hurts has outperformed Patrick Mahomes. Super Bowl, the Monday night the year before, and this.
Well, he's beat him twice in a row. I mean, how many quarterbacks beat Mahomes twice in a row to begin with? So all that is so super impressive. All right, Merrill, let's kind of look forward here, because this was an interesting offseason. We knew they'd have losses, right? They had a lot of free agents, some guys that just, it felt like it was probably the time they're going to move off them. So now it sets up an interesting training camp where they're the defending champions, but they have a lot of new or younger faces that are going to be in big roles, especially on that defensive side, which I'm excited for, but it's also like, hey, can they do it again? Can they be as good again without all those vets?
Joe, I think going into the season, they will be the best team in the National Football League. If you look at the rosters, this is the best team in the NFL. But a lot of I'm not somebody, I know you guys have to do it on talk radio, but I am never somebody who puts the W's and L's down on the schedule.
Oh, we do that all the time.
You have to, and everybody does it. I never do it, because let's face it, I'm not criticizing you, but basically it's a waste of time.
Well, it's hard to really know what the teams will look like in November and December.
You don't know that. You don't know the injury picture is the biggest factor. I mean, look how great Detroit was, and when they played Washington, they had 18 guys on injured reserve.
Well, it changed everything. You're right about that, right? Because if in middle
changes everything.
It does. And you don't know, because it's such a long season with so many games. You don't know by the end what it's going to look like. What we do know, though, Merrill, and I'm sure you've thought about it a lot because your schedule revolves around it. We do know what the schedule looks like, right? We knew the opponents. Now we know when. What did you think of what they did this year? Because there's no back-to-back home games. That has never happened for a defending Super Bowl champion. Yeah. They start with Dallas. What's your thought on those two things? No back-to-back home games, and the opener is Dallas.
Well, I like that. I like, because we feel Dallas is our greatest rival. Of course, Washington and the Giants also feel that way, but we think that Dallas is the greatest rival, and we feel beat Dallas. What a way to start the season, and what a way to have the championship flag raised with the Cowboys looking and feeling some pain. So I love opening with Dallas. So that I love. I don't like the no back-to-back home games. I look at night games on the road because that means we're going to get home at 5 o'clock the next morning. I love having the Friday afternoon game.
Oh, the Black Friday game against the Bears.
I love having that. I love having that. And then you have the whole weekend to watch football, to sit back and enjoy other teams without worrying about the Eagles. So there are a lot of things I like.
Did you like that Washington was pushed? We don't see Washington until the final 3 weeks of the season. Then we see him twice. I thought we'd see him once earlier than that. Kind of weird.
Well, I don't love seeing a team twice within 3 weeks.
I think we get that twice. Giants and Washington twice.
Both
within 3
of them.
weeks.
Weird game plans when it's like that. When it's scheduled like that.
That is weird. I prefer that there'd be more separation. Sure. In the NFC East.
I think a lot of us would. All right, Merrill Reese with us here. Is with the Brian Dawkins Celebrity Golf Outing. Merrill, last year Saquon Barkley was as good as you could possibly be, one of the greatest seasons anyone's ever had in NFL history. Do you think he could do it again? I mean, that's because most times when a running back carries the ball that much, the next year it's hard to replicate it. Do you expect another special year out of Saquon?
I expect a special year. I don't know statistically if you could expect a year like that, but I expect as long as he stays healthy, he is a great, great back. So I do expect big things.
Merrill, when it comes to Jalen, because we've had this conversation as well, do you think that since the way we won the Super Bowl last year by primarily running the football, that he needs to evolve a little bit and maybe this year get the passing game more evolved in this offense?
Well, I think they can. I think that basically Kansas City took away a lot of what Barkley could do and said, beat us with your arm, and he did.
And he did.
Yeah. I have loved Jalen since I saw him at Alabama and Oklahoma, and I have never thought that he was anything but a franchise quarterback, and I look for him to have another big year.
Well, and he's proven to be that, and he's a winner, and in the big games he performs like he did in the title game in the Super Bowl. Merrill, we appreciate you hopping on for a few minutes with us. Enjoy
Hit him straight, Merrill. Hit him straight.
Listen, you guys do a great job. I love listening to you. I do almost every day, and unless I'm playing golf. But I do listen to you guys.
Merrill
you do a great job. And
he's a golfer.
Here.
Yeah, Merrill, we thank you. And Merrill is, of course, is a serious golfer.
Oh, yeah, he's serious about his golf game.
Are you serious about your golf game?
No. You know what's funny? I have a story. You probably remember this, Merrill. This was like years ago. We were at a golf outing. And I was in a group that was behind Merrill, and I started talking. Oh, no. Merrill did not like that at all.
You're messing everybody up.
Hey, Merrill was trying to hit his shot, and I was back there chirping. And Merrill kind of looked, and I was like, the one person I did not want to piss off was Merrill.
You know what? I'm a golfer who loves – I'm a passionate golfer. Serious? You know what? I'm never somebody who will throw a club or go home really upset if I didn't play well. I love the game. I love the sport. I love being out. I love every bit of it. But I just love the participation. I'm very, very passionate.
Well, so basically tell me shut the hell up.
Yes. I'm going to take that advice on you. All right, Merrill, we appreciate it. Merrill Reese joining us here at the Brian Dawkins Celebrity Golf Outing.